Well, welcome back now. We are 4 hours, 59 minutes and a couple of seconds to the big day, the big election day. Remember, we used to count down 20 days, 30, 15, 60. 4 hours now, everybody, 4 hours. And when that time does come, everyone who have registered, who have collected their permanent voter cards, will eventually go out there and do what they've registered to do. Let's take you through some of these figures. Remember, on the 22nd of March, that was when the PVC collection ended. That's the official day that INEC did announce. And as a matter of fact, when this day came, there were so many people who wondered, wait a minute, does that mean that if we don't have anything, if we don't get our PVCs, we will not be able to go ahead and do what we have to do? Well, I guess well, even though there are some states that collection is still going on, let's take you through some of those other statistics now. Looking through the PVC distribution as at the 21st of March was what the Commission did submit to us. Total number of registered voters here remains at 68 over almost 69 million. So there you go, 68,833,476 people are registered to vote. But of that figure, over 56% are those who were able to collect their permanent voter cards. And look at the outstanding figure. 12.4 million people are those who will not be able to participate in these elections. And so those are the category of people who were wondering what happens to them. Look at it in percentages now. 81.98% are those who will be participating in these elections. 18.2% are those who will not be participating in these elections. And so they ask so many questions about all of those. But you know, from this data, which the Commission did submit to us, two things stuck out there amongst many are the highest. The state that eventually recorded the highest numbers of PVC collected with respect to their distribution happened to be, it turns out it ended up with Jigawa State. It wasn't Jigawa, but now they were the ones as at the 21st of March when the Commission released their information. So there you go, about 1.8 million people, total number of registered voters, and 1.7 are those who were able to pick up their cards. You just have 736,000 about those who did not even go over there. Whether they bothered or not, I guess remains to be seen. So, but in percentages now, this is what it looks like in Jigawa State. They've got 95.98% of PVC collection rate and just 4% of them did not collect it. So they've got an excellent record. That's why they stuck out there as the highest in those states. But the lowest, they had always been from time Ogun State. And remember, they still kept on wondering. In fact, it was said not long ago that they declared a public holiday to collect their PVCs. 1.8 million people, total number of registered voters, about that figure. Of that figure, just 1.1 are those who were able to get it. No wonder the hue and cry. But 703,000 plus those who were outstanding in that figure. But then in percentages, this is how it plays out. 61.53%, as the Commission did release and the information that they passed out to people. 38.47% are the people who have not been able to go and get their cards, and that's quite huge compared to the previous one in Jigawa. Well, Jide Ogunso joins me now to take a look at some of these statistics. Let's go back to the total number of those who were registered, the percentage of those who were able to pick up their figures, their own cards. Many of this, in terms of what you've seen, you've also gone through this data. What stood out for you?
There are a lot of interesting things that have happened, just as we pointed out to viewers. Right now, we have 12.4 million Nigerians who haven't collected their PVCs. Because this election is going to be among probably the closest to call election, this election most likely will be decided by those who haven't collected their PVCs. It is very unlikely that the margin between General Muhammadu Buhari and President Goodluck Jonathan will be beyond 12 million. Right now, we have 12.4 million uncollected PVCs. So analysts and most observers feel that this election will most likely turn over the head of logic, because as long as the margin between the two leading contestants is below 12 million, then it simply means this election will be decided by those who haven't collected their PVCs. It's also going to be interesting if we clearly understand the regions that have had problems collecting their PVCs. The number one region where we have the highest PVC on collection figures.
That's Ogun State?
That's Ogun State. And you know Ogun is in the southwest. So as at the moment, out of the 12.4 million uncollected PVCs, majority of those PVCs are in the southwest. Now that is going to be problematic for General Muhammadu Buhari because the southwest is one of the regions within the southern region where he wants to get votes from. So it's bad news to understand for him that over 4 million potential voters in the southwest have not collected their PVCs. The news even gets a bit more worse for the APC. The second region that has the highest number of uncollected PVCs is the North Central. And historically, the general has had problems in the North Central. He finds it, even though he wins the majority of the votes in the Northern region, the North Central is very problematic. You may recall in 2003, even though General Buhari won the Northern region, when you had President Obasanjo then, he won no state in the North Central. In 2011, against Jonathan, the only state the general won in the North Central was Niger State. So clearly, it is a lot of trouble for the opposition to understand that there are two key regions have high PVC on collection rates this time around.
Okay, what we'll do is let's take a look at the report of some of those who were also speaking about how they've not picked up theirs and how they need to pick up theirs to participate in these elections in this report. Then we'll come back and then Jide will help us make sense of them all.